What's up guys, Blade Master here, going to be bringing you round 1 game 1 between Master Bean and Chosen Way, Chosen Way, and this is in the Blood and Sand tournament for the from the VOD tournament Steam group. This is fought in planes as we can see, and it's going to be a very similar matchup. It's going to be Ostrogoths versus Visigoths. Master Bean has taken Visigoths, Bean has taken Ostros, and Way has taken Visigoths. Let's take a look at the unit composition or army composition. 4 slingers, 1 Germanic hunter, brought by the Ostros or Bean, and 2 noble Germanic horsemen and 2 noble Germanic horsemen on either flank, 1 Germanic lancer on either flank with some few experience upgrades. Wow, looks like shit's about to go down real quick. Noble Germanic horsemen on noble Germanic horsemen over here. The infantry support is very far away for both the players. Thracian Oathstones here. Thracian Oathstones have rapid advance, if I recall correctly. So they can charge in much quicker than the Germanic Spearmen here brought by Way. And the Germanic Lancers have gotten caught, which is bad. Here, 3 Germanic Bows with a couple of Germanic Hurlers. It looks like 1 Germanic Lancer, 1 Germanic Lancer, so 2 Germanic Lancers and 4 noble Germanic horsemen. Here Germanic Lancers about to get rear charged by noble Germanic horsemen. They did get a charge in. That's not really good for the Germanic Lancer. Here Thracian Oathstone going to charge in. Here Thracian Oathstones and 1 Germanic Spearman going to charge in. Here Germanic Lancer charged into the Germanic Hunters. That's a huge waste. And the noble Germanic horsemen being pulled back by Way. This is an interesting matchup because you can see who is better at micro in this very instance, because the army compositions are so very similar. Both players have brought Oathstones. One player has brought more Gothic Palatina defectors, one player has brought some more Gothic Falksmen and some Gothic Warband. So here noble Germanic horsemen charging into noble Germanic horsemen there, and Germanic Lancer very weak charge into the rear of Thracian Oathstones. Here Gothic Warband getting slaughtered by noble Germanic horsemen, and they're being pulled out by Chosen Way. It's not looking good for Master Bean at all, because Way is on point with his pulling back of his cavalry, and here these noble Germanic horsemen can get multiple charges onto Gothic Palatina and Gothic Warband, and that'll be just so incredibly damaging for them. Here Germanic Spearmen got charged at by cavalry and by noble Germanic horsemen, and now the Gothic Palatina defectors are going to charge in, and then these cavalry need to be pulled out immediately because they're already taking some damage. Gothic Palatina defectors of the Visigoths going to do pretty well here, because I think they're fighting up against very weakened infantry. Germanic Lancers should be charging into these Germanic Spearmen while they're trying to countercharge. They're instead going to get caught by Germanic Spearmen, and then the noble Germanic horseman is going to be able to deal with them very quickly with the rest of them. Gothic Palatina defect is destroying the Germanic Spearmen here. He needs to push his advantage on this flank much quicker than he is doing now, because the main line is getting crushed. The Thracian warriors are getting slaughtered by Thracian Oathstones, although they're doing very well in the process too. Thracian warriors are very cost-effective units, because they can deal damage against much more expensive infantry in the Thracian Oathstones. Gothic Palatina defectors here just got cleanly charged by Thracian Oathstones, so they're really not going to do well here. But there are some extra Gothic Palatina defectors here, and a full strength Thracian Oathstones about to get a clean charge into already engaged Thracian Oathstones. So this engagement will go very well, but there's just too many cavalry and too many infantry breaking through the main line here. Full strength Thracian Oathstones. The hurlers really need to pull something out of the bag here, and the Germanic nobles need to be pulled out way behind, but this game's done. Yeah, because he has gotten charged. His general has gotten charged, and then the Thracian Oathstones are going to come in. Despite the hurlers despite the fact that the hurlers are going to do very well here, the general is dead, so this game is over. Way definitely was the better player here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He chose his engagements well. He was very ballsy with his cavalry engagements. That being said, it just didn't seem like Master Bean, Master Bean responded to this ballsiness quickly enough. That was the main problem. Way could have easily lost this game, because his infantry support was really not very quick. That said, he pulled out his cavalry much quicker, and I don't think Master Bean really pulled out his cavalry at all. And in Total War Attila, at this stage of the meta, it really depends on who's able to pull out their cavalry quicker and better, and that's the player who's going to win the game. Thracian Oathsworns here, they're going to be fighting down to the last man. So let's go ahead and put this in cinematic mode for the rest, because we all know that these Thracian Oathsworns are going to die. But they're going to die fighting. Germanic Spearman getting a great kill on Thracian Oathsworns. Break victory, I guess. Valiant defeat to Master Bean. So let's take a look at the army composition here. 4 Gothic Palatina defectors, 1 Gothic Palatina defector, 2 Oathsworns versus 4 Oathsworns. A couple of Germanic Spearmen here, which could have been a massive problem, and was a massive problem. Germanic Spearmen really were not cost effective at all. 1 Noble Germanic Swordsman. So a Thracian Warrior here, which did very well. A single Gothic Warband. Germanic Hurlers who did pretty decently, but as we can see, the Noble Germanic Horsemen did very well for Way. You can see triple experience chevrons by just charging into Thracian Oathsworns. The Thracian Oathsworns for the Visigoths didn't really do much either, but the big difference is you can see these Thracian Oathsworns had some health left, which is big. Still a very close game. It just happened to be that since Way pulled out his cavalry earlier, he managed to have some cavalry left at the end of the game. Also, these Germanic Lancers were wasted by Master Bean. Anyways, let's see if he can pull things back in game 2. And you guys stay tuned for that. Peace.